Be me. Derek, 52, tenured professor of sociology at Western University for 19 years. Specialize in gender studies and feminist theory. Published 3 books on patriarchal systems, considered one of the good ones by female colleagues. My department chair, Dr. Susan Hartley, 47. We built this department together. Hired mostly women over the years. Believed we were creating a safe space for feminist scholarship. Tuesday morning, get called to the dean's office. Formal complaint filed against me. Student named Madison, 21, junior, claims I made her uncomfortable during office hours. My stomach drops. I've dedicated my career to understanding and fighting sexism. How could anyone think I would? Dean shows me the complaint. Madison alleges I stood too close during a grade dispute, that I used intimidating language, that I created a hostile environment. I remember that meeting perfectly. She demanded an A on a paper that didn't meet rubric standards. I explained the grading criteria calmly. She got upset and left. I explain this to the dean. He nods sympathetically, but says we have to follow procedure. Investigation will take 4 to 6 weeks. Go home that night. Tell my wife Barbara. She's worried but supportive. We've been married 28 years. She knows I would never. Next day, walk into the department. Everything feels different. People who used to smile now look away. Conversations stop when I approach. Susan catches me in the hallway. Derek, I have to distance myself publicly. You understand, right? For the department's reputation. I built this department with her. Hired her recommended candidates. Supported every initiative she proposed. Now I'm toxic. Week 2 of investigation. More allegations surface. 3 other students come forward. Claims ranging from uncomfortable eye contact to mansplaining. I look up the students. All 3 received grades lower than they wanted. All 3 filed complaints within days of each other. Coordinated, maybe. But I can't say that out loud. Would sound like victim blaming. Would sound like what abusers always say. They're lying, they're coordinating, they want something. I taught them better than this. Literally taught them about false consciousness. About believing women. About structural power imbalances. Now I'm on the wrong side of everything I taught. Week 3, formal hearing scheduled. I hire a lawyer. Female, specifically. Barbara's idea. Thinks it will look better. Lawyer reviews the complaints. Shakes her head. Derek, there's no specific incident here. It's all feelings and impressions. Vague discomfort claims. That doesn't matter anymore. I say this. I helped write the policies. Feelings are valid evidence now. We removed the burden of proof requirements. She stares at me. You wrote these policies? Yes. And now they're being used against you? Yes. Long pause. I genuinely thought they would only be used against bad men. She almost laughs, but catches herself. Hearing day arrives. Panel of 5. 3 women, 2 men. Susan is on it. Conflict of interest, maybe, but she insisted. Said she wanted to ensure fairness. Madison presents first. Crying before she even speaks. Describes feeling unsafe in my presence. Says my height was intimidating. I'm 5'9". Says I weaponized my position. I sit there, remembering how I told male students to be more aware of their physical presence, to give women space, to understand how size can intimidate. Never thought about being 5'9" as intimidating, but I guess anything can be intimidating now. My turn to respond. I present the grading rubric. Show her paper. Explain point by point why she earned a B-. Bring printed emails showing professional communication. Panel looks bored. They've seen evidence before. Evidence doesn't mean what it used to. Susan speaks. Derek, we're not questioning your grading. We're asking about the emotional impact of your behavior. Can you acknowledge that you may have caused harm regardless of intent? I freeze. I've asked this question to men for years. Impact over intent. Your intentions don't matter if harm was caused. Believed it completely. Now I'm being asked to admit harm I don't believe I caused. To validate an accusation I know is false. Because intent doesn't matter. I can acknowledge that Madison felt uncomfortable. I cannot acknowledge that I caused that feeling through inappropriate behavior. Wrong answer. Susan's face hardens. Defensiveness is often a sign of inability to reflect. You taught me that, Derek. I did. Used it against dozens of male colleagues over the years, accused of defensiveness. They couldn't win either. Week 4. Decision comes down. Not terminated, but severe sanctions. Mandatory sensitivity training. All office hours must be recorded. Door must remain. Open during student meetings. Cannot serve on hiring committees for 2 years. Cannot supervise female graduate students. The last one kills me. I have 3 female PhD students. Have to transfer them to other advisors mid-dissertation. Their work will suffer. Their timelines will extend. They'll lose their research momentum. One of them, Priya, comes to see me. She's crying. Not because she's scared of me, because she's losing her advisor. Professor Morrison, this is insane. You've been nothing but professional. You've supported my work for 3 years. Now I have to start over with someone who doesn't understand my research. I can't help her. Can't advocate for her. Any defense of myself looks like I'm pressuring a female student. She asks if she can write a statement supporting me. I tell her not to. It could hurt her career. People would question why she's defending an accused man. Assume she's brainwashed or compromised. She leaves more upset than when she arrived. I helped no one. 2 weeks later, I'm teaching my feminist theory seminar. Same course I've taught for 12 years. Smaller enrollment this semester. Word got around. Discussing the concept of believing women. Student raises hand. Jake, 20, one of the few men in the class. Professor, can we discuss the limitations of this framework? When is skepticism appropriate? How do we handle false accusations without invalidating real ones? I freeze again. This is exactly the question I need to answer. Have been wrestling with for months, but I can't engage with it honestly. If I say false accusations are a real concern, I'm undermining Believe Women. I'm centering male fears. I'm the accused trying to create doubt. If I dismiss the question, I'm being intellectually dishonest. I'm not engaging with valid criticism. I'm protecting an ideology from examination. The class watches me. Waiting. That's an important question, Jake. Let's discuss it after class. Privately. Wait, not privately. In a public space. With witnesses. Jake looks confused. The class shifts uncomfortably. Everyone knows why I said that. I used to have office hours in my office. Now I have office hours in the library cafe, where everyone can see, where no one can accuse me of anything behind closed doors. My teaching evaluations come back. Worst in 19 years. Students describe me as distant and cold, unavailable and unhelpful. Creates barriers to mentorship. Because I can't mentor anymore. Can't close a door. Can't have private conversations. Can't build the rapport that good teaching requires. I became the professor I always criticized. The one who treats students like liabilities. Who protects himself instead of connecting. Susan stops by my office. Door open, of course. Derek, some faculty are concerned. Your teaching has become impersonal. Students feel you're not invested anymore. I stare at her. Susan, I'm under sanctions that prohibit private student interaction. I'm required to record all office hours. I can't supervise female graduate students. How exactly should I be personal and invested? She sighs. You need to find a way. The department needs you at your best. We can't have our reputation suffer because you're bitter. I'm not bitter. I'm complying with the sanctions you helped impose. You can't sanction me into distance and then criticize me for being distant. She leaves without answering. Because there is no answer. Spring semester. New hire in the department. Dr. Maya Thompson, 34, brilliant scholar. Specializes in intersectional feminism. I voted to hire her 2 years ago. She avoids me in the hallway. I understand. I'm the department cautionary tale. The man who seemed safe, but turned out to be a problem. Faculty meeting. Discussing new harassment reporting procedures. Maya proposes anonymous reporting. No confrontation required. Immediate interim measures upon allegation. I raise my hand. Maya, what about due process for the accused? How do you respond to something anonymous? Room goes quiet, everyone staring. The accused man is asking about rights for accused men. Derek, she says carefully. The current system already protects accused people adequately. We need to center survivors. Their fear of retaliation is real. I know the argument. Made it myself for years. But now I see the other side. I was accused. No retaliation concerns needed. My accusers faced no consequences. I faced sanctions. There was no protection for me, only assumption of guilt. I don't say this. Just nod and go quiet. What's the point? Proposal passes unanimously. I vote yes, because voting no would confirm I'm the problem, would be the defensive man resisting accountability. I vote for a policy I know is unjust, because the alternative is professional suicide. Summer arrives. I attend a conference in Chicago. Feminist scholars from around the country. I've been going for 15 years, usually on panels, giving keynotes. This year I'm in the audience, not invited to speak. Applications rejected without explanation. Old colleagues avoid me. Word spread through the network. Derek Morrison had complaints filed against him. Multiple students. University took action. No one knows the details. No one asks. The accusation is the verdict. I see Madison at the conference. She's presenting a paper on institutional power and silencing. She thanks her advisors in the acknowledgments, 3 professors, all of whom were on my hearing panel. Her paper argues that accusations are themselves evidence, that requiring proof re-traumatizes survivors, that the system protects abusers through procedural delays. I sit in the back, listening to my accuser argue that accused people have too many rights, using my case, vaguely referenced, as evidence. I walk out before questions. Can't listen anymore. Bar that night. Alone. Old friend from graduate school finds me. Robert, 55, teaches at Berkeley. Heard about your situation, Derek. That's rough. First person to say that to my face. Everyone else either avoided or blamed. Tell him the whole story. The grade dispute. The vague complaints. The coordinated timing. The sanctions. The isolation. He listens. Then says something I never expected. Same thing happened to me 4 years ago. Student didn't like her grade. Filed a complaint. I was cleared eventually. But the investigation took a year. My book deal fell through. My wife left. Thought where there's smoke, there's fire. I stare at him. I didn't know. No one talked about it. You didn't tell anyone. Who would I tell? Who would believe me? Who would risk their reputation to defend an accused man? Long silence. 2 feminist scholars. Both accused. Both unsure what to believe anymore. You still teaching gender studies? I ask. He laughs bitterly. I teach research methods now. Transferred departments. Couldn't keep teaching what I no longer believe. I don't respond. Not sure what I believe anymore either. Fall semester. Back to teaching. New crop of students. They don't know the history. Fresh start, maybe. First week, student visits. Office hours. Well, library cafe hours. Emma, 19, freshman, nervous about the reading load. I give her study tips. Recommend time management strategies. Completely professional. Completely distant. She seems disappointed. I heard you were a great mentor. Really connected with students. Helped them develop as scholars. I used to be. Things changed. She doesn't ask why? Maybe she knows. Maybe she doesn't. Doesn't matter. I can't be that professor anymore. Can't take risks. Can't close doors. Can't build trust. Every interaction is evidence. Every conversation is testimony. Every student is a potential complaint. This is what I helped create. Policies I wrote. Standards I advocated. Assumptions I taught. Never imagined being on this side. The side that doesn't get believed. The side that doesn't get supported. The side that just gets sanctioned. December. Annual reviews. Susan evaluates my performance. Notes my teaching has declined. Notes I haven't published. Notes I'm not contributing to department service. Doesn't mention that I'm banned from service committees. Doesn't mention my research was disrupted by investigation. Doesn't mention that my teaching style was mandated by sanctions. I point this out. She shrugs. The sanctions don't excuse underperformance. You need to find a way to excel within your constraints. I almost laugh. You constrained me, and now you're criticizing the constraints. That's not how causality works. She doesn't appreciate the observation. Marks me needs improvement. First time in 19 years. I go home. Tell Barbara. She's quiet. Then says what she's been thinking for months. Maybe you should retire early. Take the pension. Walk away before they push you out. I'm 52. I have 13 more years. Plan to teach until 65. Write 3 more books. Mentor a generation of scholars. Now I'm thinking about quitting. Because the institution I built doesn't want me anymore. Because the policies I created now target me. Because the students I taught now accuse me. I don't decide that night. Or the next week. Or the next month. January. New semester. Mandatory sensitivity training finally scheduled. 8 hours over 2 days. With 12 other faculty members. All men. All accused of something. Facilitator is 28 years old. Just finished her master's. Teaching men twice her age about proper behavior. She uses my work in the presentation. Slides quoting my book on patriarchal microaggressions. Doesn't know I'm in the room. Or maybe she does. Lesson 1. Believe women. She explains that women don't lie about harassment. That false accusations are vanishingly rare. That concern about false accusations is itself a form of misogyny. I wrote this. These exact arguments. Published them. Taught them. Believed them. Now I'm sitting in a room of accused men. Robert from the bar is here too. We exchange glances. Say nothing. Lesson 2. Impact over intent. She explains that intentions don't matter. That harm is harm regardless of what you meant. That claiming good intentions is defensive and harmful. I wrote this too. Same arguments, same framing, same conclusion. Lesson 3. Power dynamics. She explains that men have inherent power over women. That any interaction is shaped by this power. That men must constantly account for their privilege. I'm 5'9", 60 pounds overweight. Diabetic. Professionally sanctioned. Personally isolated. But I have inherent power. Okay. Lesson 4, accountability. She explains that real accountability means accepting consequences, not defending yourself, not questioning your accusers, just accepting that you caused harm and committing to change. I want to ask, what if you didn't cause harm? What if the accusations are false? What if you're innocent? I don't ask. What's the point? The question itself would prove I'm unaccountable, defensive, unable to reflect. Training ends. We all sign certificates, officially rehabilitated, ready to return to proper behavior. Nothing has changed. Nothing will change. We're just documented now. Officially, problematic men who completed their re-education. February. Madison graduates. I see her at the ceremony. She's laughing with friends, launching into a career in academia probably, using my case in her portfolio. I watch from a distance, can't approach, can't congratulate, can't interact at all. This student destroyed my reputation with vague accusations, faced no consequences, received no investigation, just filed a complaint and watched me burn. I don't hate her exactly. I understand her. She used the tools available to her. Tools I helped create. Tools I said should be available. Tools I believed would only be used righteously. I was wrong about so many things. March. Priya defends her dissertation. The student I had to transfer. Her new advisor. Barely engaged with her work. She passes, but just barely. Committee notes her framework is underdeveloped. The framework I was developing with her for 2 years. She finds me after. Thanks me quietly. Says she couldn't have finished without the foundation I gave her. Says she's sorry for how things turned out. I tell her I'm proud of her, that she did the hard work, that her success is her own. She asks if I'm okay. I say yes. We both know I'm lying. April. I make my decision. Submit retirement paperwork, effective end of academic year, 19 years done, 13 years early. Susan finds me packing my office. Derek, you don't have to do this. We value your contributions. We can work through this. I stop packing. Look at her. Really look. Susan, you sanctioned me on vague accusations. You removed me from committees and supervision. You criticized my teaching that you constrained. You marked me needs improvement. And now you value my contributions. She's quiet. You built a system, I continue. I helped you build it. Believed in it completely. Thought it would catch bad men and protect women. Never imagined it would catch me. Because you thought you were one of the good ones. Yes, I did. Was I wrong? Long pause. She doesn't answer. Can't answer. Either I'm a bad man who deserved this, or the system catches good men too. And she helped build that system. She leaves. I keep packing. May, last day on campus. I walk through the quad one more time. Students everywhere, laughing, studying, arguing about ideas. None of them know me. I'm just an old man with a box. I pass the building where I had my office for 19 years. Someone's already moved in. New name on the door. Dr. Maya Thompson. The one who avoids me in hallways. She can have it. Have the office, have the department, have the policies, have the system. I hope she never ends up on my side of it, but I hope she does too, because maybe then she'd understand what we built and what it costs. I drive home. Tell Barbara it's done. She hugs me, doesn't say anything. What is there to say? I'm 52, retired professor, accused but not convicted, sanctioned but not terminated, innocent but not believed. I dedicated my career to feminist scholarship, wrote the books that became the standards, taught the students who became the accusers, built the system that destroyed me. And the worst part, The part I can't tell anyone. The part I can barely admit to myself. I still believe most of it. Believe harassment is real and underreported. Believe women face systemic discrimination. Believe power imbalances matter. Believe survivors should be supported. I just also believe now what I couldn't believe before, that systems built to protect can also destroy, that good intentions create bad outcomes, that believe all is different from investigate fairly, that I was wrong to help build a machine that doesn't distinguish. I sit in my home office, surrounded by my books, my research, my career in boxes. I have no answers, only questions I'm not allowed to ask, and a retirement I didn't plan, and a reputation I can't repair. Barbara brings me coffee, asks what I want to do tomorrow. First day of the rest of my life. I don't know. Genuinely don't know. 19 years of knowing exactly who I was, exactly what I believed, exactly what I was building. Now I'm just Derek, 52 years old, unemployed, accused, quiet. Maybe I'll write another book about systems and accountability, about how protection becomes persecution, about believing and investigating, about good men and bad policies. No one will publish it. No one will read it. I'll be the accused man defending accused men, dismissed before the first page. Or maybe I'll just garden, grow tomatoes, avoid people, avoid questions, avoid everything I helped create. Barbara sits next to me, holds my hand, doesn't ask about plans, doesn't ask about feelings, just sits. I built the system. The system processed me. The system continues without me, and I continue without the system. That's the story. No villain, no hero. Just a man who believed something, built something, and got crushed by it. Be me. Derek, 52, retired feminist scholar, processed by my own machine, learning to live with what I made, and wondering, late at night, every night, if the women I helped sanction over the years felt exactly like this, and if I ever really listened, when they said they were innocent too.